I'm going to ask you two questions this evening. The first question is very apposite, given the new President of the United States. The first question is, why is there pleasure in being foolish? Why would there be any pleasure in being foolish?
Gives you space in a way.
Gives you space, yeah, sure.
So everything is, there are no rules, everything is open. You can just play around with it.
You play around, yeah. Thank you.
Please, I don't take myself so seriously.
Yeah, you don't take yourself so seriously. In order for you to not take yourself so seriously, what kind of has to happen?
Just like you are.
And that means what normally, not just you, Andy, but any of us, what would normally stop us appearing to be foolish?
Embarrassment.
Pardon?
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment, yeah, but
disapproval.
Disapproval, yeah.
You can.
But what's feeling all this?
You can forgo the responsibility.
What?
You can forgo the responsibility of having an advanced intellect.
Okay, you can forgo responsibility of having to be a respectable person, yeah. Sorry, Susan.
No, generous.
I just say an ego.
Ego, yeah. Isn't that what gets in the way of being foolish?
Also guilt and shame.
Pardon?
Guilt and shame.
Guilt and shame, yeah.
I don't think kids have guilt and shame, they're just themselves. I think adults have a lot of it, so they're very sort of tight and frightened all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Aren't you just putting the serious ego to one side and letting the foolish ego have a go?
Well, if you were being consciously foolish in order to be seen to be a person who is free of ego, then it would be spiritual materialism, as Trump would say, yeah. But you wouldn't do that, Keith, would you?
I never do that.
You wouldn't do that. I guess that's the role of the court jester, wasn't it? To be, yeah. So one of the pleasures of being foolish is that it allows you to act in ways which aren't controlled by your concern about what other people think. That's about it, isn't it? Which would be, which is freeing, isn't it? It'd be rather fun in a way. And how would it be for other people if you allowed yourself to be foolish?
It can be amusing.
They would find it amusing.
Bemusing.
Bemusing.
Yeah.
Is that a personal thing, or like a Sarah thing? If Sarah was foolish, other people would be bemused.
Yeah, people sometimes, I get strange reactions when I do things that I don't actually necessarily think are foolish at the time. I think, okay, yeah, that probably does look really foolish.
Okay.
It gives people an opportunity to be foolish as well.
Yeah. Actually, that's right, yeah, it gives everybody a chance to free up. Yeah. Okay, second question, more difficult. Incidentally, these questions are from, I don't know if anybody, Tricycle every now and again send out these little quotes and things, you know, and one of them was about being foolish, I remember. And this other one was by an article by Barry Majid. I don't know whether you say Majid or Magid. He's a student, so he's a teacher now of Joko Beck. He's written some wonderful books that I really like. Anyway, he quotes this teacher, Kodo Sawaki, who's a contemporary teacher, 1880 to 1965, Japanese teacher. And he asserted that Zen, or Zazen is useless. He said that Zazen is useless. So how do you respond to that what comes up for you? Why? On what basis would it be worth doing if it was useless?
Completely useless.
Completely useless.
That's why it's wonderful.
Okay.
Because as soon as we go into it with an objective in mind, we're creating a separation. So for me, the whole point of Zen is do it for its own sake,
Okay.
not to achieve something, because that instantly sets up separation.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? What would be the merits of doing Zazen if it's useless? Thank you.
We had this to the beginners on Saturday, didn't we? It's quite difficult to explain that useless, but at the same time also really powerful. And it's trying to explain that in a way that's not going to fit people up is really quite tricky, isn't it?
Well, bearing in mind what Andy said, what approach do all of us, nearly all the time, bring to everything that we do?
Wanting a result.
Yeah, we want a result, it has to have a purpose, it has to have a point, it has to be taking us somewhere, striving, improvement, all those things, yeah. So, when Dogen talked about Zazen, he was very clear that it is not a technique of meditation. Which is interesting, which is another area you could discuss. And it's the same point, but the thing about Zazen is that it is the one opportunity that we have that isn't organised around a purpose or a function or a reason. Although, when we start sitting, and this is what Dogen's talking about, I think all of us, didn't we, when we started this practice, and we may still be, and it's completely legitimate as well. You know, all these things are just partial. So this is a partial view as well. We start practice because we want something, peace of mind, or enlightenment, or satori, or but what Dogen's saying is that, and what Koda Sawaki is saying is that the actual act, and this is why I love it as well, because it's one of the few times in my life, I mean, I'm just as susceptible, to use Martin's word, guilty of this. It's just a wonderful, there's no reason to, there's no agenda, there's nothing I'm looking for, there's nothing I want. It's just, you just sit. And in that sense, it's useless in a relative sense to what we perceive are the other reasons that we sit. I mean, that we do things. So, but if I expand this, do you think that the stars or the sun or flowers or trees, do you think they have a purpose or a reason? I don't know. What do you think? Is there? Is there some basic raison d'etre?
A function, I suppose, but not,
Pardon?
it's a function, but not necessarily a reason.
A function, yeah. Yeah. What would you define as a function? Something that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sun comes up.
The sun comes up and we depend on it, and
but the
it's
sun.
not like the sun thinking, oh, I need to come up today because.
No. So the function of the sun is what we is in what we impose upon it. The sun itself doesn't feel like it has a function to keep us warm. No. So
They don't have a Protestant work ethic, do they?
no, it doesn't have a Protestant work ethic. Definitely not. No. As long as it doesn't get lazy and stop shining, that would be great. So it brings you around to a whole bigger question is, Does your life have a purpose? I'm asking you these profound questions now. I do understand they're very profound questions. And I'm asking you them because I don't have anything to say at the moment, so I'll ask you. So do you, I mean, given that there isn't necessarily any punch in the sun, as far as the sun's concerned, or the stars, is there a purpose? Andy?
For me, I think I'm discovering what that is, but I don't believe there's anything preordained
Okay,
that says your purpose in life is this.
okay,
For me, I'm finding that my purpose changes from moment to moment depending on circumstances.
okay,
And I can find a purpose and reason,
yeah,
and that gives me a sense of appreciation and value
okay,
for myself and in relationship to other people. But I don't believe there's anything preordained. It's something that just happens.
okay, okay.
The idea of purpose sounds more like a self-justification for...
Pardon, sorry.
It sounds more like a sort of a thinking that you thought on it afterwards. You do something and then it looks like you make it into a purpose.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah? You agree?
I'm sorry, I was just thinking.
You were just harumping kind of thing, just kind of out loud thinking.
I was just thinking, like, the way the sun doesn't think about rising
No.
in the morning.
No.
that
And
we,
I mean, we're surrounded all the time by what you could call unconscious compassionate action. For example, your blood flows around your veins, but you don't, and your diver didn't, but you don't ask it to, do you? I mean, nobody's thinking, is that right? Is anybody thinking, anybody consciously making their blood flow go around? Or their lungs go in and out? So it's going on all the time, and it's kind of, it's essential. But, okay, let me ask you something else. It's a very American thing I often read. People talk about their truth. People have their truth. It's very Americanism. Do you think that a person has a truth in the sense they mean it? Like some kind of something that they have to manifest?
I think that was truth.
A truth, yeah, yeah. Do you know what a struth is, by the way? I'll tell you a story about a struth. Actually, the word was stroth. I had some friends who were talking about their home life in Toronto, and they were from Eastern Europe, and their father was big, and the toilet was attached to the kitchen, and when the father went to the toilet to pee, there was this really loud noise, and his wife said to the woman who was telling me the story, "He's got such a strong struth, that man." I didn't even know I had a word, struth. Anyway, sorry, not struth, but struth. So do you think, do you believe that you have a truth that you should manifest, that you need to manifest?
I'm still thinking about the difference between function and purpose.
Okay.
And I'm thinking back to, what was it about the sun coming up?
Yeah.
And yet the sun doesn't know what it's doing, it doesn't have a purpose, it just wake up in the morning and think, okay, I need to go and shine sun. But it does have a function within a system with everything else that's kind of going on. And it's, it has a place, I suppose, because, flowers photosynthesize, they eat, and there's that whole...
Do you think it's conscious it has a place?
So it's not conscious,
okay.
No, but it does still, if you kind of remove consciousness from the equation, it's still...
So what would that imply then for you?
That there's, so I think that there's something about us and the way that we sit within that system that probably consciousness causes problems, to work out, is kind of a problematic sentence in itself in a way.
You'll have to clarify that. Yeah. Consciousness. What did you say? Consciousness. Is this a universal consciousness or your consciousness?
Our sense of that thing of we're putting purpose to the sun.
Okay, so we impart.
We're using our consciousness to assign a purpose to the sun.
Got you.
But if we don't do that, the sun still does have a function because there's stuff still happening.
Yeah, it has a function for you and for plants.
Yeah.
It doesn't itself subconsciously have a function. No. Okay. Is that right?
I think so.
I think so. So, if Zazen is, what did he say? Useless. Can you find another word? Another adjective?
Zazen is good for nothing.
Zazen's good for nothing. Okay, that's a good slogan. You'd have a big Enzo instead of nothing. Thank you. Excellent. See, look, we're on a roll. We've got.
I'll borrow that.
Zen is good for nothing. So, if Zen is useless, Zazen is useless. What does that say about enlightenment or a Satori experience or any of those things? Does it have any implication?
Really useless.
Really useless. Okay. Sounds like it might have a use if it's really useless.
Maybe it's just useless for him, it might not be necessarily useless for me. I mean, that's for me to define.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the word's not a good word, useless, but I think the implication of it is that it in its most ideal form, it is literally just sitting without any ulterior motives or hopes or fears or desires. It's just literally just sitting. And that kind of explains to me, and it was in the article, the guy referenced it, why I don't know about anyone else, find it incredibly difficult when somebody says, I very rarely say it anymore, but somebody asks you, why do you do Zen? Why do you practice Zen? Or what is Zen? I have no idea what to say usually.
And so I've been asking people that recently in the Sangha because it's one of the questions that comes up in the beginners groups.
Right.
When people come for the first time.
Quite legitimately, yeah.
Yeah. Why do this? Why do we sit? So I said last Saturday that Zen was useless.
Did you really?
Yeah.
God, very good. Preempted for you.
But I also said, I also quoted what other people have said they got out of sitting. And my point was, and because people have said all sorts of wonderful things happen, and it's been my experience, but it's not kind of, you don't do it for that reason. It's something that just happens.
Yeah.
And that was what I was trying to say to the group, that this stuff happens, but you don't necessarily seek it. It's one of the byproducts.
Yeah.
But it's not done with that striving mind.
It reminds me of trying to thread a needle. You know, if you really it doesn't, the blinking cotton won't go in, will it? you have to kind of. I remember my mother used to put her tongue out like that.
So what kind of gets me is You know, this happened to me the other day, where there's like a wall full of books on Zen.
Yeah.
You know, and so my initial reaction to that is, well, you know, there must be some kind of like way of doing this, or some goal in it, you know, because there's so many words written about it.
Yeah.
So it seems that, you know, for me it's hard to like sort of reconcile those two, like the paradox of there is nothing to achieve here, but there's so much talk about it.
Well, as I said, it's, you know, whenever we speak, it's only one view.
Yeah.
And there are, paradoxically, ironically, so many books written books written about Zen, you know, which is non-intellectual. But, you know, like any other subject, it's fascinating to look into the lineage and how people came to views, and the you know, different experiences, different way of doing things in different people. So I find that fascinating as well. I don't think it rules it out. It's nearly finished. Just let me read you something that Alan Watts. It's not it's my resume of what I read that he said, which is really about this. He says, Satori is thought of as a huge attainment, needing huge struggle. But Satori is not about effort or attaining something, but realizing what we have always had. There is some perverse determination, some self-regarding, romantic picture of our own heroic efforts. We imagine this long journey of spiritual progress culminating in the giddy heights of enlightenment. In so doing, we miss the obvious. As I say, everything's partial, because you've really got to make the effort as well. But this is Alan Watts' view. And he did get lost. But anyway, our nature is not mean to us in self-revelation. It does all it can to bring itself to our consciousness. It is here, right now, before our very eyes. In this very moment, we are manifesting our Buddha nature. Which is exactly why he's saying Zen is useless. Because because we all are already in the practice of Zazen, manifesting our Buddha nature. We're already doing it. Which is why Dogen talks about practice realization. He says we're actually already realized when we're sitting. But it's really hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, it's really, really hard to take on board that this is it. Is that right? Does everybody have some resistance to that?
I prefer another it.
Pardon?
I prefer another it.
You prefer, yeah, I mean, I would as well. I mean, it would be nice if it was different, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Not this it, but another one.
Yeah, yeah. But, you know, as Dogen says, why you went all the way to China, why should we practice if we're already realized Buddha nature? We're already realized Buddhas. Because we keep forgetting. You know, we have to practice. And in that practice, we are realizing it, whether or not we're prepared to own up to it. Because as soon as we own up to it, I mean, it's a big responsibility.
What is?
Realise that this is it, when you'd actually prefer it to be something else. Because it requires you to embrace it, doesn't it? It requires you to kind of deal with it, you know, to live with it, to face it. Walk into the fan of it. So let me just, the final phrase of this article by Alan Watts was, Nirvana does not have to be attained, it has to be realized. And I think that's the whole point of this. That, there has the realization of it is when we sit without for all the reasons, I can't list them all, for all the reasons that we said. And that's okay as well, I mean, you can't do it wrong. I mean, if you could do it wrong, who would be the adjudicator? I mean, I'm serious, who would be the adjudicator? It can only be you. Only you can say it's wrong.
Zen umpire.
Pardon?
The guy with the
umpire.
Yeah, somebody with a stick come around beating you and say, that's no good.
Zen umpire out.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you.